Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is a design that I did with the A&A glitters that I got recently that I just did some swatches on. This is one of those glitters that I'm using over some polygel, and I'm going to be putting tips on the practice hand to do this, so I'm going to be showing you how I do that. So these are just some tips that I got from eBay. They are very similar to the Glitter Planet ones, the easy tips, but they're a bit shorter. So they're supposed to be like stiletto ones, but they're more like oval ones really. But I am using the Glitter Planet UK glue, which is the nail mate glue, and I do have to say that this glue is the best glue that I've used. It just sticks so much faster and so much better than any other tip glue that I've used. I used to use the NSI one. And I ended up throwing it away when I got this because it just doesn't compare to this. This stuff is brilliant, and as you can see, the bottle of it is really quite big for the price. I think it's about £4 something, and so you get loads. That's going to last me forever. So I've put all the tips on now, and I'm just putting a base coat on. I have blended the tips a little bit, not loads, with it just being on the practice hand. If it was on me, I would have blended them a bit more. But yeah, I'm just putting a base coat on, and then that is going to get cured for 30 seconds. You don't really need to put a base coat over the tips because I have buffed them a bit, but I just didn't want any of this to come off while I was trying to do it. So this is a Modelones Polygel, and this is called Soft Pink, but it's more like a milky white. This only comes in the very small containers. If you want a bigger container of it, and it's called soft pink, it's probably a different colour because they do two different soft pinks, and they don't mention that on the website or anything like that. It's just called the same thing, but it's a completely different colour, so just be careful of that. These are in the very, very small tubes. There will be links in the description box if you do like this colour, but I do love this colour, so I've decided to use this in this design. So I'm just using this to go over the whole of the nail, and I'm just sort of creating a bit of an apex and covering those tips up. And I love polygel for this because you can just do it all in one go. You know, you don't have to use loads of different coats like I end up doing with normal gel. So then when I'm happy with the shape and everything, I'll just put it in the lamp for 60 seconds. And that's what I'm doing on the 3 of the fingers, just a full cover of that polygel. And then on this middle finger, I'm doing sort of a diagonal nail bed. Well, it's a bit longer than a nail bed. I do stretch it down so that there's like a diagonal shape without anything on at all, and that is where I'm going to add some glitter and then just some clear gel over the top. So when I'm happy with that, I cure it for 30 seconds, and then I put a little bit more on top so that it's a bit thicker, and then I file and buff them all, and then I'm just going to put some base coat onto that diagonal bit there that hasn't anything on it. And I tried something different with the glitter this time. I'm using just builder gel, and I am mixing it in with the glitter. Now this works absolutely fine on this middle nail because there isn't anything else there, and I'm kind of having to build it up. But I did try to use this sort of gel mixture for the glitter fade part, and it was a lot more difficult using it for that because there was a bit too much gel and not enough glitter. So I did have to go and pat a bit more glitter on at the end just to make sure there was enough there. So yeah, I think my preferred method definitely in the future would be to just use it on either a wet base coat and pat the glitter on, or you know, use the tacky layer, actually cure the base coat and then just pat it on. I do prefer using the wet base coat because I find that if I play around with it a bit too much on the sticky layer disappears and then your glitter doesn't stick anymore. and then you have to start again and you end up with glitter in your base coat and things like that, and it's just better off avoided. So when I've placed that and I'm happy with it, I'll cure that for 60 seconds, and then I'm just doing the glitter fade on the top down towards around the middle on all of the remaining fingers. And then when I'm happy with that, I'll cure that for 30 seconds. So after that, I did put a little bit more of the glitter on, and then I cured it again for another 30 seconds to make sure it wasn't going anywhere. So now I'm happy with where all that glitter gel is. I'm just going over the entire nails with the clear builder gel that I've got. And I'm just putting a slip layer on at first, just brushing that down, and then I can put a thicker layer, a bigger sort of bead of gel on, and make sure that I've got my nail in the right shape and I've encapsulated all that glitter. And then after that, I will cure it for 30 seconds. I'll wipe off the sticky residue, and then I'll file and buff them, and then it will be top coating time. Okay, so it's top coating time, and I'm using the Modelones top coat as I've been using the Modelones Polygel, and I'm just going to go over that so you can see all that glitter coming through. And then when I've finished doing the top coat, what I do is I go in and I put some of my Opal Gems on this middle nail, because I just thought it just needed something a bit extra, and those colours just went so well with it. I did actually film it, but I was messing about with them that much because I kept changing my mind which one I wanted. And so it was a bit too much faffing, so I just left it out. So here they are when they've got the top coat on. So I hadn't actually done the gems at this point. I did this later on. So here they are, a few pictures with the gems on. I hope you like this tutorial. I really enjoyed doing these nails. I would wear these myself. Would you wear them? What do you think? Yeah, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.